Hey guys, this is Jordan Jager, Remax Realty Professionals, here again today with my friend Joey Respinto of USI. And today Joey is going to show us a new technology that USI has. It's a proprietary technology of theirs, and it's really cool. So I'm gonna let him explain it. This is his thing. So Joey, just take it away and tell everybody what we got, man.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Jordan. I appreciate the introduction. As Jordan said, my name is Joey. I work for USI Insurance Services. We're a national brokerage firm. A little bit about myself. I wasn't always in the insurance industry. I actually started as a high school history teacher right out of college. I exited the field just due to there being, issues with the public education system, to say the least. But education was something that I was really passionate about. And what I found with USI is that I'm able to continue to practice the passionate part about education, and that's connecting with folks on a personal level through that education, in this case with risk management, and just hopefully making a positive impact on that person. So USI, with this technology that they rolled out, is allowing me to do that to the next level. So I'm just going to run through some of the solutions that we use this technology for. The most applicable to the realtor space is going to be replacement cost of your home. So we're going to talk a little bit about what goes into, the replacement cost coverage amount of a property you may be purchasing, as well as, how much coverage is enough. That's probably the biggest question that comes up when people, go out and look for proposals while going through the home buying process. So I'm going to share my screen. We'll take a look at the tool and we'll run it through it in real time.
All right, sounds great, man.
All righty. All right, can you see everything okay?
Yeah, it's very clear.
Good deal. Okay, so right here is a list of the solutions that we can offer clients when it comes to possible exposures that put them at risk. Again, we're going to look at replacement costs while they're going through the home process. Again, how much coverage is enough and what goes into getting an accurate replacement cost on a property. So what does that mean? Replacement cost. The biggest struggle that I see when folks, take it into their own hands to search out for home insurance quotes and proposals is they base it more on market value. So the thing about market value, well, I'll just put it like this to put it in perspective. Jordan, if you had a client that was looking at two different properties, same exact square footage, same exact lot size, basically identical, but one was built in 1980 and the other was built in 2024, which one do you think would be more expensive?
Oh, the one in 2024, because it's brand new.
Absolutely.
You're going to pay premium for everything being new.
Absolutely. So this is the biggest gap that I see with clients when it comes to them searching out for insurance home proposals. They may say, hey, do I just need to insure it for the loan amount to satisfy underwriting? Hey, I saw on Zillow that, it can only be sold for a range of 250 to 300,000. Should I just insure it for that? What you really need to focus on when it comes to how much coverage is enough is going to be replacement cost. So it's square footage, home age, all that good stuff. Maybe there's some custom stuff on the inside like granite countertops. But there's also other factors that play into the cost of, say, having to rebuild a home from the ground up with 2024 materials that market value does not take into consideration. Let's say a tornado wipes out your home. You need to pay a crew to remove the debris. That's an extra expense. You have to make sure that you can rebuild that home from the ground up with 2024 materials. So inflation and labor costs can have a effect on what number needs to be on that policy to make sure you're adequately protected. So that's the difference between, that market value cost and replacement cost value, and why replacement cost is going to be ideal to make sure, you're not underinsured by half a house.
Yeah, no joke.
But here's a good little visual to kind of show that what we just discussed. Let's say just due to working with a broker that has no idea what they're doing, and they just put the rebuild amount as the loan amount to get through underwriting. Okay, the loan's for 250,000. We're going to put that coverage amount at 250,000. Well, let's say again, tornado levels your house, and after the additional replacement cost expenses, like the debris removal, like the inflation raising building prices, you're going to be underinsured by, say, half a house, as the visual implies. So definitely want to keep it simple with the visuals because insurance can seem complicated to somebody who's not experienced with it. Now, here's the actual quantifiable data portion that's interactive that we can benchmark clients you may be working with to get a good range of where we need to start, where we need to begin this process with how much you need to rebuild your home from the ground up. So Jordan, what's probably the most common zip code you operate in?
32504 here in Pensacola.
32504.
Yep.
All right. I'm going to put home square footage just at an even 2,000. Let's just keep it at frame wood. That's going to be the construction type. Again, these are just basic introductory details of how we can determine the value of a home to rebuild. Let's say it's custom. So maybe there's some qualities on the inside like custom cabinetry, granite countertops, maybe some crown molding. Let's just take that into consideration there. In the state of Florida, let's hope it's built after 1945 because that will be a struggle for sure. The majority of people do not know the replacement cost value. So we're going to put that at no just for the sense of comparison here. All right, now if you look to the right, you see some numbers that generated in real time. Now, what makes this tool so valuable is where those numbers are coming from. In the Southeast alone, USI services anywhere between 12 to 14,000 clients, hundreds of thousands nationwide. So where this number is going to come from is all those clients, all that data that we have on file based on claim payouts, claim frequencies. It's all generated and benchmarked from what they've experienced compared to the section on the left of your client's portfolio, the house they're looking at. How much does it cost to rebuild on average from a total loss in that zip code with these characteristics? And then that way, based on all that data, we have a good idea of where to start and how much coverage you need to where you're not coming out of pocket should your house burn down. Now, what I like to do is definitely acknowledge the elephant in the room when it comes to insurance. It's always price. People want to know about premium, what that's going to look like. With premium and the way that we tackle that, because you don't want to lower the premium amount by having inadequate coverage. Because again, you're paying for something that's not going to be there when you need it. But USI and the way we operate, we can strategically attack that premium in a way that's not going to leave you at risk. Whether it be leveraging higher deductibles, whether it be, using our relationships with underwriting to negotiate on the client's behalf, leveraging discounts. There's proper ways to navigate insurance to give you the best possible value while you're arguably looking for protection on what's going to be your largest asset, being that new home. Any questions about how that works or?
No, that's a really cool tool. And, this is something I think you told me you can do this in real time. Like when I connect you with a client, you can get on the phone. We can be at the house talking about it, say, hey, Joey, we're in 32504 zip code. Yep. And we can confirm these details here on the left. Mm-hmm. And you'll be able to say, hey, yeah, here's what we need to be looking at getting the replacement cost for it. Absolutely. And then, of course, you're right. Yeah. Client's first question is going to be, all right, well, what's that cost me per year or per month? What's that going to go? How much extra is that in my mortgage payment? But, right, absolutely. But yeah, you got to have insurance, with any of these loans. So yeah, it's good to be able to have this on hand for sure. Yeah, and it can be met wherever the client needs to be met. It can be completely confidential at the early stages of them looking, because as you see, we don't even need a name at this point. We're just looking at this benchmarking data to get a good starting point of where we need to be to best service this client. It's not a 15% in 15 minutes approach by any means, but we want to add value with advice and guidance and just really make sure, especially if it's a first-time home buyer, that they're going in the right direction with what could be or seem like a complicated issue, the issue being, risk management and insurance. Yeah. But yeah, that's all I had. Just wanted to demonstrate, this tool and how we can, help clients on that next level. So I appreciate you letting me share it. Did you have any other questions or? So yeah, after this page, after we get this information and it says, hey, here's your estimated replacement cost, I mean, obviously I can put you in touch with a client and then you can confirm the premium. But I guess at that time, like what happens next? So anyone who watches this video, we get to this page, they do this with you over the phone. What happens after?
So the best approach would be for me to be client facing when it comes to the insurance portion. You know what I mean? It's always best to have the expert in insurance really connect with the client and make sure that they, understand and all that stuff. So I would then just gather some more information from them. Again, this is an introductory tool. Like the more tedious stuff, like maybe dates of birth, things like that, the full address. And then I would take that and run an even deeper replacement cost estimator to get out of this range that's displayed and get a hard number. And then I market it to carriers. I say, hey, this is coverage that we need. And just do all the legwork for gathering those proposals.
Yeah. And guys, that's something really big that Joey is saying there. He's working with USI, and USI, they broker through all these carriers so they can shop around for you. How many carriers on average? I mean, is that like, do y'all work with, I guess, on an individual quote when you put it out there to the market? How many carriers do you typically shop?
So when it comes to the national level, we have access to hundreds of carriers. 100%. Now, when it comes to specific areas that we operate in, like Pensacola, for example, not every 100 of carriers, whatever, is going to be a good fit for that area. Usually there's like 12 to 15 in each region or area that we're looking at that we throw a wide net around. We gather spreadsheets and comparisons to really make sure that the client's getting the best value and has the best fit of insurance carrier. What I'd like to tell people if they're inexperienced with brokers, just to kind of sum it up, I'm essentially a mercenary for the client in the insurance industry as a whole. So it allows me to really have the client's best interest in hand rather than me having to provide only one option with one carrier that I am looking out for instead of the client.
Yeah, no, and that's definitely the point I think people need to understand is that's the advantage of working with you, Joey, and someone who's a broker with experience and knows what you're looking for, but also you're just able to do all these different quotes and shop for them instead of having to call 12 different people 12 different times. I mean, it's just way more simple. But yeah, guys, this is a great little tool that Joey has presented to us today. Just wanted to bring you all on board, let you see it. You have questions about it, I'll have Joey's contact information again. And as always, thank you for your time, Joey.
Thanks, Jordan. We'll be in touch. You take care.
All right, see you, man.